let's talk about the hits and the misses of 2023. Hi, my name is Sarah, and welcome to my channel, which is all about sewing and styling a handmade wardrobe. I know that many of you may be thinking that it's way too early to be doing 2023 wrap-up content, but I have several of these videos planned for the month of December, so I had to start somewhere. I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite garments that I've made in 2023, and also a few of my fails that aren't even in my wardrobe anymore. So let's just get started with one of the hits. The first thing I want to share with you is Simplicity 8797. This was a coat that I made earlier on this year out of a teddy fleece fabric that I bought from Minerva. I lined it in a leopard print rayon that I got from Rainbow Fabrics, and I just really enjoyed the process of making this coat. It was a pretty simple pattern for a coat, and I absolutely love how cozy and warm and snuggly it is. I know that teddy coats are something that's maybe a bit on the trendy side, but I think that I will continue to wear mine long after the trend is gone because I just find it so warm and inviting. The fabric that I used is actually a cotton-based blend, so I think it's going to hold up a little bit better than some other teddy fleeces that I have used in the past. So hopefully this one will stay in my wardrobe for many years to come. I also have a full review of this pattern in case you're interested in checking out the details. I'll make sure to link it down in the description box. Now the first fail of the year that I want to share with you is the Patterns for Pirates pencil skirt. This is a free pattern that I made for Sew Frugal this year, and I used a leftover piece of black Ponte knit fabric. Now I didn't participate in too many sewing challenges this year, I think because I was trying to kind of stay in my own lane and not get distracted by all of the other things going on. Because I was really trying not to make things that I was just creating for a challenge, but something that I would actually wear in my wardrobe. And unfortunately, I don't think that I succeeded very well with this particular garment. Now, the main thing that went wrong with this was the fit. It's just way too tight and it rides up when I walk, and it's very uncomfortable and very unflattering, so I never actually wore it. One positive thing is that I was able to use a scrap of leftover fabric. I have made a little bit more of a focus on that this year, trying to do a better job of using up my remnant pieces. But other than that positive note, it obviously wasn't a success because it didn't fit and I didn't wear it. I also think that when I reflect on it, a knee-length pencil skirt isn't really my style either. This is not a pattern that I think I want to revisit in the future. But I'm a firm believer in learning from the projects that don't work out. It's just a reminder that if I want to participate in a challenge, I really need to think more carefully about the things that I'm making and that they really fit in my wardrobe and my lifestyle, and to take the time to make them actually fit me, because otherwise it's just a waste of time and resources. Now the next one on my hit list is a little bit of a cheat because I'm calling a pattern a hit, but I actually made 3 different garments from this one pattern. The pattern is the True Bias Lander. I've made 1 pair of shorts, and I've also made 2 pairs of pants, one in the cropped length and one in full length. I don't know why it took me so many years to try this pattern, but I just really enjoyed the process of making it. It's a pretty simple pants pattern. I love all the little details with the patch pockets and the button fly front, and I really like all 3 versions that I made. The first time I made it, I used another leftover piece of white cotton canvas and I made the shorts. This was a replacement for a pair of shorts that I made using a different pattern that didn't fit me well at all. And this time I nailed the fit and I got it just right, and I've been really happy with these shorts. And they fit in seamlessly with my wardrobe. I wore them several times this summer. My second version was made out of another cotton canvas, a little bit of a lighter weight one than the white version. This was from fabric that had been sponsored to me by Minerva, and I really love the bold royal blue color. This pair of pants is a little bit more on the lighter side, so it's not something that I would wear in the winter time, but I did get quite a bit of wear out of it in the spring and summer. And then the most recent version that I just finished about a week ago is out of a denim fabric that I purchased myself from Minerva. And this time I did lengthen it a little bit so that they are a full length pant, and I did a little bit of extra top stitching to have a bit more of that traditional jean style feel. And I really love the way that these turned out. I've already worn them and they're very comfortable. And I think these are going to be a closet staple for year-round. So I could not be happier with the True Bias Lander pattern, and I definitely see myself making more in the future. Now, not all of my pants work out that successfully. One of my misses was Simplicity 7881. This was a pair of pleated trousers. I made it out of a Robert Kaufman Vitana twill. It's 100% cotton and kind of a medium weight. I did not like these pants. First of all, I'm pretty sure that the pattern instructions had some issues with the back welt pockets and I ended up having to improvise, but really mostly the thing that I don't like about it is the fit and the fabric choice. I really did try to make these work. I wore them quite a bit earlier on in the year, but every time I put them on, I just felt very frumpy and I just thought that they were not flattering pants on me. I think some of it was to do with the fact that they're just a little bit too baggy in the hips and the legs, and they add a lot of extra bulk. But also I think that my fabric choice was a little bit too stiff, that if I had used a drapier, more fluid fabric, that the oversized nature of the fit wouldn't have been as noticeable. But in a relatively stiff cotton twill, the pants just kind of like stood out and bagged out and just looked very unattractive. And it didn't matter how much I ironed them, once you move around and you sit in them, they would get really wrinkly. And I think that also contributed to how frumpy they looked. Eventually, I just gave up on these pants and I was like, you know what, these just aren't for me, and I passed them on. But I have since made some other pleated trousers that I really like much better, so I feel like I did learn from the experience, even though that one was a fail. Going back to the hits, the next one is a relatively recent finish. This one was the Field Day Jacket by Ozetta, and I knit it out of Hudson & West Co. Forge yarn. I had originally purchased this yarn to make a different sweater, but I decided I needed this cardigan in my wardrobe a little bit more. So I knit the cardigan, but it is supposed to be a longer length jacket, and I ended up cropping it so it hits just at the top of my pants. It's kind of your basic classic oversized V-neck cardigan with a drop shoulder, and it's just perfect for me. I feel like it goes with so many things in my closet, and I've definitely been feeling like I needed more cropped layering pieces since I've been wearing a lot more high-waisted, wide leg pants and skirts. And I just know that this piece is going to get so much wear. The yarn is really high quality, it's relatively soft, but also fairly sturdy. I think that it's gonna last for a really long time. And even though knitting those basic sweaters might not be the most exciting thing, I'm always so glad when I take the time to do it because I do find that I wear them a ton. And it's really nice to have a high quality wool cardigan sweater that I know I'm going to be wearing years from now. Now this next fail was really all about rushing to the finish line for no good reason. I made the Helen's Closet Gilbert top as part of a matching set with another pair of pants. This was a Minerva brand ambassador project, and I had some of their exclusive viscose challis in this beautiful print. I knew that I had wanted to make a matching set, and I thought that these two would pair together nicely. But the problem is I was kind of in a rush to try to complete the project in order to fulfill my obligations with Minerva. And I really didn't need to do that. It was just something that I was in my own head and wanting to get through it. And I did not take the time to do a muslin on the top. And basically I think most of my issues stem from picking the wrong size. I did end up sizing down from what my measurements said because I think there was something in the instructions that said if you prefer a closer fit, then size down one. But I didn't measure ahead of time, I didn't do a muslin, so sizing down for me ended up being a mistake. It was really, really tight across my upper back and also on my biceps to the point where it was uncomfortable. This is another one that I don't think that I ever wore it, or maybe I wore it one time, but it was just so uncomfortable that I didn't want to wear it. It didn't fit me well. I really, really needed to start with the size that matches my measurements and then also do some adjustments to increase the width of the upper back and the biceps. So this one just didn't stay in my closet because it didn't fit me. I did keep the pants and I did wear them a few times, and I actually have enough fabric left that maybe I could go back in next year and remake the top in the proper size, so we'll see if that happens. But I definitely learned that it's better to slow down and get the right fit on the first try so that I'm not wasting this beautiful fabric and that I end up with something that I will actually wear instead of something that just hangs in my closet for a few months and then goes away because it doesn't fit. My next garment was a total win. I enjoyed the process of making it and I have worn it loads, and it is another True Bias pattern. It's the Riley overalls. This is another one that I made very early on in the year. I absolutely love the Mind the Maker denim that I picked and that I used red top stitching thread. I think that it just looks so nice. And this one was such a win for me because I wear it a lot. Now truthfully, I don't really wear it out and about or to work or anything. I mostly wear it as loungewear, but the reason that I love it so much is its versatility. The only part of the year that I wouldn't wear these overalls is when it's really, really hot, but the rest of the time I can layer it with a variety of different tops from tank tops up to turtlenecks. It's something that I can wear nearly year round. And it's perfect for when I get home from work and I'm tired and I just want to put on something comfortable that's not restrictive around the middle. So I have really enjoyed wearing these overalls so much. And I'm even thinking about next year for those days when it's too hot to wear this particular pair. Maybe I'll make a pair of the shorts version just so I'm covered for the entire year. But for now, I'm just enjoying the ones that I have made, and this one was definitely a firm favorite of 2023. The last fail that I want to share with you is one that I never even got to wear, and that is the Chalk and Notch Evelyn skirt. This was purely a fabric fail. I'd made it out of a viscose twill that was not high quality. I made the skirt without any incidents, but the first time that I washed it, the fabric frayed so much that it came apart at the seams, and it was just completely unfixable and unwearable. And I was really disappointed because I think that this basic navy skirt would have been a really good one to add to my closet. Now, since I've made that, if I ever wanted to make it again, I think I would tweak it a little bit, that instead of being a midi length, I would just make it an ankle length instead, because I think that length suits my style a little bit better. But I can't really say that I learned too much from this one other than, I guess, don't buy crappy fabric. But it was one of my biggest disappointments for sure, because I thought that it would be a wardrobe staple that would get a ton of wear in my closet, and instead I never got to wear it even one time and it went in the trash. So the next favorite that I have to share with you is the Style Arc Hope dress. I had quite a few dresses on my list that I made this year that I really loved, but I think this one was my favorite. I made it out of a cotton poplin that I got from Rainbow Fabrics, and I did the expansion pack version that has the crossover neckline that's kind of a faux wrap, and then I left it at a long length skirt and I added a slit on the side. I just really love the shape of this dress. I feel like the cotton poplin gives it a little bit of structure, but it's still very cool and comfortable to wear when it's hot outside. It's a fairly loose fitting dress, so it's not like I feel constricted, but I also feel covered too. Sometimes you just don't want to show too much skin. And I just really love the black and white print. I think that it suits me really well. And I got a lot of wear out of this dress in the summer and I really enjoyed wearing it. I did put it away for the winter time, partly because of the bulk of the sleeves. It's not gonna layer very well. And also because it is a longer skirt that's white. Where I live, when there's permanent snowfall on the ground, it is just impossible to keep white things clean. But I'm already excited about getting out next spring and wearing it again because I really do love that dress. And it was a hard decision, like I said. I had a couple of other dresses that I loved almost as much, but I do think this one was my favorite. So I hope you enjoyed my tour of the hits and misses of 2023. And whether this was your first time watching my video or if you've been with me all along, thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate it so much.